A hungry dog tried to eat grass but struggled to swallow it. A sympathetic parrot took the dog to catch a hare, but the rabbit was too fast. The parrot scolded and trained the dog until it finally caught one. However, the dog couldn't bring itself to eat the rabbit and instead played with it, frustrating the parrot. Starving, the dog eventually started mistaking a stone for a bone. To help the hungry dog, the parrot took it to a snowy mountain to find food. Suddenly, a herd of wild horses charged toward them. The parrot, unable to see the dog, feared the worst and cried. However, the dog emerged unharmed, and they continued searching for food. The dog wandered into a sugarcane field but found a poisonous snake instead, fleeing in fear. Shortly after, thick smoke appeared, and the sugarcane field burst into flames. In the midst of the crisis, the parrot guided the dog from the sky, preventing it from being burned. After escaping, the dog drank some water by the river and continued wandering. Along the way, it met a tree bear and became friends with it. The tree bear was puzzled about why a domestic puppy was wandering alone. The dog then revealed that it once lived happily in a family, but the constant barking of wild dogs outside had disrupted its life. Longing for the freedom of the outside world, the dog was drawn to adventure. One day, while playing with its little master, it spotted something resembling a hot air balloon. Excited, it jumped in, and the balloon carried it away. After floating in the sky for a day and a night, the dog arrived in a forest, where generations of friendly bears lived. They advised the dog to return home, reminding it that home is a warm and safe place. However, determined to prove itself, the stubborn dog chose to continue its journey. This puppy yearns for a free life, chooses to leave his mother and wander the outside world alone. The kind parrots persuade it to hurry home. The outside world is too dangerous. But the stubborn dog is not confident and ran to a dead tree. Unfortunately, the river washed them into the middle of the water. The dog cannot swim. Very scared. Just when it is very anxious, a parrot appeared in the sky and encouraged the dog to be drowned sooner or later. It is better to jump directly into the water and swim to the shore. But the dog is very hesitant to move forward. The parrot rushed up and gave it a kick. The dog couldn't believe it, so it learned to swim. It instantly understood a truth. It turned out not to force itself, never knew that he was so powerful. Soon the time came. The dog was ready to find a place to sleep beautifully, but unexpectedly, a hungry wild cat stared at it, showing its fierce fangs towards it. The dog was frightened to hide in the grass, lying on the ground, and did not dare to gasp. At this time, the wild cat found the dog on the stone, and suddenly attacked it. The dog was dragged all the way forward to escape. The wild cat followed closely behind, kept chasing. At this time the dog was chased to the swamp area. There was no way to escape. It was about to become a wild cat's meal. Fortunately, an owl appeared. The dog picked up a small life. After a night of time, the dog embarked on a wandering journey again. He came to the side of the road and wanted to take a ride, when a truck came rushing forward. Dog suddenly found a lizard on the road, so he shouted for the lizard to leave quickly, but he did not move. The dog kindly went up to check, but unexpectedly, the lizard suddenly got angry, protected the stripes under his body, and did not let the dog get close. The dog was frightened and walked away. The dog that was resting this day suddenly heard the barking of the wild dog. It stood up excitedly. This way is to find the wild dog, and they live a happy and free life. But it rushed up excitedly, but found that it was a monitor lizard. The dog was very disappointed. After countless days and nights of running, he began to be exhausted, did not know where he should go. But at this time a heavy rain suddenly hit. The dog hid in the cave, just bumped into two small wild dogs. A flood suddenly hit the whole cave. The little wild dogs dodged and fell into the water. Fortunately, a stone appeared in front of him. He desperately climbed up, shouted for help. At the moment of crisis, the dog quickly jumped into the water. In the turbulent flood, struggled forward. Fortunately, it swam to the side of the little wild dog. It was already frightened. The dog kept comforting, and then let it jump on top of him. But the little wild dog fell directly down, frightened his companions on the shore. And the little wild dog who had experienced defeat was even more afraid. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe RBD for more video like this.